I am Abinash Mishra from IIT Mandi, and I am currently interning in IIT Roorkee in the physics department under Dr. Mayank Goswami. I am from Mechanical department of IIT Mandi at the end of my third year, and I will be entering the fourth year after this internship, means in the new academic session. So coming to IIT Roorkee was a great experience for me, and it was uh, it first gave me the exposure to the research. What is research? So in research, what you have to do is everything is on you. Like you have to see what you can do and exactly do that and see if it is the correct thing to do. And if it is not the correct thing to do, then you go back and you do some other thing and try different thing. Now you have to try, and it's not sort of hit and trial. It's kind of like you have to try different things. You have to keep your mind off and try different things, and no one is there to like hold a hand and go. Like, that's another thing. Now in this summer internship, I had joined late, so I had to stay a few weeks extra, means to complete my 6 week quota. Now the experience at IIT Roorkee, the climate here, the weather here was very hot and humid. So honestly, yeah, it was very hot and humid. At this time of the year, it is very hot and humid, but when it rains, it's quite beautiful. IIT Roorkee is quite beautiful when it rains. Now, about my internship, one might be wondering that why am I interning in the physics department if I am in the mechanical department? Well, if I am in the if I am in the mechanical department, I am interning in the physics department because I like sort of theoretical modeling, mathematical modeling, and the problem we worked on was sort of that kind of field. I was really interested in the mathematical modeling of the optimal configuration of a CT scanner detector or a scintillator detector. Now I'm not going to get into the details of what a scintillator detector is, but on the rough summary, a scintillator detector's configuration depends on like geometrical parameter, like distance from the source and distance from and the orientation of the detector, and what is the voltage that must be supplied to it, that in which it works the best. But yeah, so we had to use the brute force method. You have to take like a lot of data, and lot of data. I have to work 6 to 8 hours a day, and like after 6 to 8 hours a day, even sometimes on the weekends, I had to work on weekends so that the job is done. Yeah, that's the thing, right? You have to get the job done. You can't let it rest. That's another thing of research that you should means anyone should know that you have to keep going and trying different new things. Now there were some bumps in the the experiment, but yeah, that was all manageable. Now the thing was we had to optimize and brute force method. We had a lot of like 6 to 8,000, 10,000 data. My analysis was only in 2D, so they in the future scopes is trying to analyze the data in 3D modeling also now. And the thing was I kind of the experimental setup and all the experiment was hands-on. It was not automatic. One has to sit there and do the experiment. That was another thing that maybe I could call that was a slowing factor for me. That the equipment was not automatic, but still I think it did not hinder the progress much. Results would have been more or less okay. Now interning under Dr. Mayank Goswami, Mayank always encouraged me to sit with him in the office and always helped me when I was in trouble, and he did not force things on me. He always told me that do things what in which you can do perfectly and in which you are good at. You can do this and you can do that. So he never forced things on me. That was a very incredible aspect on of him that I really liked. He never forced things on me, and I was very uh, happy about it, that I am not being forced to do some things that I did not want to do. Now in every week I had to, like, every day after doing the certain experimental work, I always used to go and report to him that this was the work done today, this was the progression. At the end of every week we would sit down and like discuss what would we should do next week to speed up the process, because the process is quite long. Means if someone does, he or she will get to know what this brute force approach is. Process is quite long. In 6 months I was doing only one experiment, taking only readings, and you take after taking the readings, you don't get much time to analyze the data. So after every week, we, like Saturday Sunday, sometimes we sit down and analyze the data and see which was the best fit for the data and all that. So yeah, this was another thing that I also learned, that having a mentor was like. Yeah, I mean, in BTech you don't have a mentor. You have teachers, lecturers who don't, more or less, don't care about what you do. You are just in their course. Now having a mentor is like very helping, very motivating. He or she interacts you daily basis. You get to know him. You form sort of friendship with him. Yeah, and say that I have formed sort of a friendship with my mentor, and he is quite cool. He he does not like hiding things. He always expects honesty, and I always give him honesty. And in IIT Roorkee, about IIT Roorkee, yeah, the climate was quite hot and humid, and I did not have much time after lab work. But there are some places to visit, like the Ganga Canal, and the the main market of the Roorkee is situated near Shatabdi Gate. Now, Shatabdi Gate is, when you come, if you come to IIT Roorkee, you will get to know Shatabdi Gate is the point where everything happens. Like after IIT Roorkee, everything happens. It's sort of like a happening place. Right? Um, there is a Mac, there is a CCD which I often used to visit, and there are like the hostels are quite big, and there are gardens, and which we don't have in Mandi actually. The gardens we don't have in Mandi, and that's quite awesome. And yeah, the mess food is as usual, but the mess food in PhD hostels is quite good. Yeah, I would say that cafeterias and canteens are always there. Sometime or the other, the canteens will be open. Some canteen will be open at least, and so you will not feel the hunger and late 2 or 3 p.m. That's quite nice. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this internship. Thank you.